Welcome to Garden of Lights. I'm Susan Howington, Family Consumer Science Agent with the Henry County Cooperative Extension, partnership with the University of Georgia Cooperative Extension. Today we're going to be talking about peaches, and we're going to be making a peach salsa. We're going to hear from Frank Hancock, our Agriculture and Natural Resource Agent, and he's going to talk more about peaches, and you're going to see a little farm about peaches. So when we come back, we're going to talk more about peaches. So we'll see you back in just a little bit on Garden of Lights. Welcome back to Garden of Lights. We're going to be talking about peaches, and we're also going to make a peach salsa. These peaches are from Southern Belle Farm, where Frank will talk more about peaches. And these peaches are fresh. They came off the trees today. And if you haven't had a peach, this is the time to have one. They're in season, so think about looking for a peach in the grocery store, or if you find a place that still has pick your own, try those also. Peaches are really good for us. They are great in fiber. They have vitamin A and vitamin C. They're going to be low in calories. About a medium peach, which is about what I have here, is about 60 calories. And then you're also going to get a lot of good minerals and vitamins from this peach. And it's also low in fat and saturated fat. And it's going to be cholesterol free. So as far as the nutrition part goes, peach is the way to go because it's very low in calories also. Now when you're looking for peaches, make sure you select good peaches. When you're at the grocery store, you know, other people are going to be touching these peaches, so you need to look for bruises. We always look for a firm peach because that tells me this peach is going to be firm, it's going to last longer. And so also, a lot of times will look for the yellow part of that peach because I know that it's not too ripe. And you can make a peach riper, and you can do that by putting it into a bag, like a brown bag, if you need to prolong or to make it a little bit more ripe as far as what you're going to use it for. But we buy them. Now I will tell you, my husband, he likes them rock hard as far as firm, and he is going to put them in the refrigerator as soon as he buys them because he doesn't want them too ripe, because he doesn't like all that juice coming down from your mouth, which doesn't bother me at all. So look for firm peaches. Also look for the bruises, blemishes, because you don't want to buy a peach at the grocery store and pay the money if it has a bruise or a blemish on it. So look for that. Even when you're picking your peaches, look for that also. And then when you're going to keep them and bring them to your home, if they're ripe, you can go ahead and put them in your refrigerator and they'll stay 3 to 5 days in the refrigerator. But if they're not ripe, then you want to leave them out on your counter for 1 to 2 days or put them in that bag like I was talking about to make them ripe. But you do need to check them every day that you put them in that bag. So peaches can, you know, come in green, and you can make them stage by stage to get them to where they're ripe and what you want to use them for. And 3 to 5 days is what you're going to get in the refrigerator. But if you're not going to, you know, eat them in those 3 to 5 days, and you know that, peaches they will freeze very well. So freeze your peaches. You can always bring them back out for later in the winter time when you want a good tasting peach, and you can put that peach out and eat it at different, you know, on top of cereal or yogurt or whatever you want to use that peach for. Now, about a pound of peaches is going to be about 3 medium peaches. So when you're trying to buy and you want to make peach, you're going to put up peach preserves or anything like that, and I'll tell you how many you need. Just remember, a pound is about 3 medium is what you're going to be looking for that preserve you're going to be making. So we'll come back and we're going to hear from Frank, and he's going to tell us about peaches with Jake Carter from Southern Belle. And you're going to learn even more about peaches. And then when we come back from that, we'll do the peach salsa. So we'll see you back in just a little bit on Garden of Lights.
Okay, today we're talking about peaches, and we're out here at Southern Belle Farm. They put in about 700 peach trees, but our talk is going to be directed more towards homeowners. I get a lot lot of calls. A lot of people bring peaches in my office that have got brown rot and insect damage and want to know what to do about it. And by the time they bring it to me, it's too late. The crop for the year is gone. So I thought we'd come out here and talk to Jake Carter at Southern Bell Farm today, and he's got a lot of peaches, but we're kind of direct this towards what somebody can do at home. And I guess the first thing that you need to do when you're looking for peaches is make sure you got a good site for them. They like sandy loam. They like the pH to be about 6.5. You don't want to plant them in low places where in the cool part of the year the cold can get down in the low place and cause some freeze damage and cold damage. So it's imperative to pick a good spot when you're picking it. And then from there we talk about varieties. Just because it says peach tree on it doesn't mean it grows in this area. And so I want to let Jake tell us a little bit about how he selected his peach tree varieties. And
Okay, well thank you, Frank. It's an honor to have you out here today. Let me preface all this by saying I'm certainly not an expert. I've made my fair share of mistakes.
Right.
But I can tell you some of the things that we've done to set up the orchard that we have in place today.
Okay.
We've selected varieties that come in around Memorial Day, and each variety that we have sort of overlaps the other. Each variety has peaches that produce for about 2 weeks, and then the next variety starts to get ripe. We have 10 different varieties here in our orchard, starting from, like I said, around Memorial Day, end of May, 1st of June, somewhere in that time frame, and go all the way until we're on the last ones today as we speak, so sort of mid to end of July.
all right. And the University of Georgia has got a good brochure on growing peaches for homeowners, and in that they have a section on varieties that you can come by the office and get a copy of this, and it tells you which ones work best in this area. Chill requirements is another thing that you have to consider with peaches. Our area, 900 to 1,000 hours below 45 degrees is about what we get. So if you're picking a variety that needs 900 plus hours of chill time, it's probably not going to do like it's supposed to. And if you pick a variety that needs 400 or 500 hours, it's going to probably bloom too early, and the early frost is going to kill it. So you want to pick a variety as close as you can. You can go on the Georgia Automated Environmental Monitoring Network, and you can get information about chill hours in 2016, and we're looking at October through February. About October 15th, February 15th is where these numbers come from. So we had about 926 hours in 2016. In 2015 we had 1285. But then you go down to 2012, we had 909. So I would stay below the 900 requirement to be successful with the right amount of chill time. And I think your varieties do that. Some of the varieties on this list, I think you grow some of them.
Yeah, some of the later varieties that we're looking at right now, we do have Loring and July Prince. Of course, the one we're standing in front of today is July Prince. It loads up very heavy, and on this year in particular, it loaded up extremely heavy with our peach load. And I don't know if you want to talk about.
Yeah, I think so. Talk about thinning a little bit, because when fruit trees, not just peach, but apple will do the same thing. When they get loaded up, you get smaller fruit, you get damage with limb breaking and that sort of thing. And sometimes the tree will get under stress and it'll just drop all of them on the ground. So
Yeah.
so that's what you're up against, and I'll let Jake tell you how he does
So
that.
a peach tree will produce up to 10 times more fruit load than it can handle. And we're standing in front of a peach tree that actually didn't get thinned very well. In parts of the tree, we went through here 3 different times and knocked peaches off to try to get the peaches to size. Of course, there's a lot of other environmental things that happen, lack of rainfall, extreme heat, things like that will cause the peaches not to size. But I think if you see in here, See all the peaches that are roped in right here. This didn't get touched from the point that we had the blossoms up to the small peaches. And what should have happened, these peaches should have been thinned up to, they say a dollar bill length in between them, but I'd say a little bit more than that considering what happened this year. You want to take the peaches to have them, of course you don't do them while they're ripe and ready to pick. You do them when they're small and green, the size of a quarter. You can go through here and just pull them off by hand, or we use little plastic baseball bats and hit the tree. So you want to just be able to take those peaches, thin them off enough to where the tree will produce enough, or will allow the peaches to size well.
Right. They get bigger and they unload the branches. We got some examples we'll look at here about some branches that have been broken off. So I guess to talk to a homeowner about this, variety selection, the place you're going to plant them, getting it prepared properly. But then peach trees require some maintenance. They require some spraying. They get insect damage. They get damaged from diseases and insects during the dormant stage. So there's sprays you have to put out during the dormant sprays. So usually when somebody brings me their peaches that have gone bad from their 2 or 3 trees they got at home, I will give them a home orchard peach and nectarine spray guide, and it tells you what to do at the various stages of development throughout the growth of the peach tree to help prevent those kind of things. And so if you're not starting off when your tree is dormant, taking care of some of these issues, you're probably not going to be successful growing peaches.
I think what a lot of people get confused about is they wait till they have sizable peaches before they start spraying, and the spray programs need to start at bud swell before that blossom opens up. It starts then. That's when the insects and fungus and things that can happen to that tree begin to happen. If you wait till you get sizable peaches, it's really too late at that point, Frank.
Okay. So we've got information at the office if you got a peach tree. If your peach tree didn't do too well this year, you can come out here to Southern Bell Farm and get all the peaches you want. We got them. You can pick your own, or you can pick them out of the store up here. So keep that in mind. And we're going to walk through here and do a little bit of thinning and look at some of these things that are going on in the peach orchard. And then we're going to go back and see what Susan is fixing in the kitchen.
Welcome back to Garden Delights. I hope you enjoyed seeing the farm and seeing all about peaches that Frank took you through. And now it's time for the peach salsa. So I have a lot of it already prepared, but we're going to go ahead and get the peaches ready. Now the recipe is going to say about 1.5 pounds of peaches. And I know I said before, a pound is about 3. So I did about 5, and I'm just going to chop this last one up. This is half of a peach. Just to show you, you've already peeled it. You know, you're going to wash them, peel them, and then you're going to chop it up. And, you know, depending on how you want the salsa when people are eating it, depends on how fine you want your peaches to be chopped. So it's up to you on how you want to do that. So I'm going to add these peaches to the other peaches that I already have chopped up. And I hate to tell you this, but I wish you could smell it because they are smelling so good, these peaches. So I'm going to move this around, and so we're going to put this together. So what I want to go ahead and do is I'm going to dump these peaches into the bigger bowl because I'm going to end up mixing the other ingredients in there. So we're going to put the peaches in, and this is about 1.5 pounds chopped up. And like I said, just, you know, what size you want to do it. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to put 1 chopped up red bell pepper. We're going to add it to it. It's going to be very colorful and tasty. And then it's going to tell you need a medium red onion, and I'm going to add the onion to it. And this makes a pretty good bit. So just remember when you're making it, you'll be able to serve a lot of people. This is jalapeno. This is one jalapeno, and I've chopped it up very fine. I will tell you, Frank was coming in while I was chopping it up, and he saw the jalapeno, and he was going, And I told him, I'm going to chop it up really fine. You'll never know what's in there. But it is going to give it a really good flavor with the sweetness of those peaches. And then this is cilantro, and we're going to add, it's about 3/4 of a cup, and we're going to add it to get a little bit more green leafy to it. And the last part that we're going to add to the salsa is about 2 tablespoons of lime juice. Now, 1 lime juice, if it's really juicy, is going to yield you about 2 tablespoons. So we're going to add that. And not only the lime juice is going to give it a great taste, but it's also going to help with those peaches from turning a brown color. And that's what you're trying to do, is to keep it as looking fresh as possible. So we're just going to mix this around. And it smells so good, and it looks really, really good. You can serve this with pita chips or your favorite chip as far as that goes. Or if you really wanted to get even fancier with it, if you were having another meal like chicken, it would be wonderful on top of some chicken, just to give it a little bit of flavor too on top of that chicken. So this is so easy to make, refreshing for the summertime when everybody's hot, want to come in. And as I said, peaches are very low in calories. So really, this is not going to be a high-calorie salsa that I just made. It's going to be a low-calorie salsa, and it will feed a lot of people. So as you can see, smells so good, so easy to make, and it's going to be really tasty. So when we come back from Garden Delights, we're going to taste this salsa with Frank, and so we'll see you back in just a little bit on Garden Delights. Welcome back to Garden Delights. We have our peach salsa, Frank. Only thing I need to do is add a little salt and pepper to taste, so I am going to do that right now and stir it just a little bit up, just a little bit.
That's to your taste or my taste?
That's our taste.
Okay.
And I'm not going to put a lot in there, but if you want to, you could leave it out, but I am going to put just a little bit. And I'm going to stir it just a little bit. I'm knocking it out though. All right, so peach salsa, and I'm not going to tell you where the jalapenos are. They're in there though.
I bet I find them.
So would you like some chips to eat with it, or you can eat it with your spoon, however you want to do it?
Yeah, I can have some chips.
All right, how about that?
That's good.
All right, I'm going to get me a couple of them. And you can eat the salsa as is, but I am going to add a little bit on my chip. Okay, what do you think?
It's good.
A little bit of sweet and a little bit of the cilantro. And the peaches are really, really good.
The peaches kind of make everything else blend in.
It does. And the recipe is going to tell you to leave the salsa mixed together. And if you can marinate it for about 1 hour, it's going to be, to me, it would taste even more tastier as far as those peaches blending in with everything else. So just remember, if you can do that for 1 hour, that's going to make the salsa even better.
I was a little concerned, you know, because the jalapenos came out of our little garden out back.
I know.
And they're pretty hot, but I don't taste it.
There you go. I chopped them up so fine, you cannot taste them. And you can't even see they're in there either, but it's really, really tasty. It's a nice looking salsa. Try it, you'll like it. Eat it with some pita, or you can put it on top of some meat like I said the other time. So however you want to eat it, or eat it like Frank is eating, just with your fork. So either way, check out the website for the recipe, and I know you're going to like it.
You know, we're talking about peaches this week. We've been out to the peach orchard.
I know.
And that's where these peaches came from. Jalapenos came from out back. You know, when they came to get me a little while ago, I was talking on the phone with a lady about peaches, and she was talking about these peach orchards and telling me what she wanted to know, how they spray them and what they do with the peaches. And she's describing these big peach orchards. And finally I said, well, ma'am, where are all these peach orchards you're talking about? She said, well, I'm in Peach County. I said, well, okay. So I answered her questions, but I thought that was interesting that I got a call from the big peach orchard place down there in Peach County. But we've got a couple of nice peach orchards here in Henry County.
We do.
That's where these peaches came from. And you can get them at the farmer's market on Thursdays right here in Heritage Park.
And we'll see you next time, Frank and I will, on Garden Delights.
Okay.